Hi, everybody. Good evening. What a week to be Nigerian. What a week to be Nigerian. Hope everyone is doing good. I know it's quite heavy energy at the moment being Nigerian in all of the news on social media of all of the genocide and terrorism going on in the country right now. And I think that it's important that we lend our voices regardless. A lot of us live in the diaspora. I mean, physically, a lot of us can't do anything. So I think the best we can do is just lend our voices and spread the news, because that also goes a long way. We've seen it in so many situations where the more it trends, the more it gets attention, the more it could possibly also apply pressure to those who are supposed to be, working towards fixing Nigeria. So yeah, quite heavy energy. And we on this channel, Uncle Ben already hosts political roundtable. So there's no real reason for me to get into politics. It's also not my strongest suit, But I think there's something that has been left out on the current issue, which I think is very much a Gen Z topic, and it is NYSC. Thank you everyone for joining. Hi Zeno, hi Bestie, hope you're well. Hi Sis Mario, thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe as you come in. So I'm going to speak about NYSC. Obviously, I know not everyone on this channel, on this platform is Nigerian, and not everyone that will come across this video at a later date is Nigerian. However, NYSC is something, as you can see there, it's National Youth Service Corps. It's basically post-university. The idea of NYSC is you're meant to finish university, you go to serve your country in quotes for a year, and then you would obviously go into the labor market, get a job. And in fact, it is compulsory. It is supposed to be compulsory if you're going to get a job. There's a lot of people that I know personally that struggle to get a job because they never, did their NYSC. Of course, many people traveled abroad. Doesn't really affect them. But if you live in Nigeria, chances are it's going to affect you if you're not the child or the niece of somebody, right? And my major issue with NYSC right now is, first of all, I don't really, I did NYSC. I did NYSC, although I would say that I did NYSC, should I say, at my convenience in a sense. So, and sometimes one of the reasons why I often don't like to cover certain topics is because I know there are people that have had it worse than I have, and I never want to come across as not caring about people's experiences because of privilege that I've had, if that makes sense. And that's one of the issues with this particular topic, is that depending on how it's addressed, it could come across as classism or again, speaking from a place of privilege, because some people really feel like they don't have a choice but to go for NYSC, because ultimately the idea is if you don't go for NYSC, if you don't serve the country, you will not get a job. So can you see how other people like me that have gone to university in the UK could sound, funny to people that feel like they don't have a choice? However, like we always say, I think it's important for us to remind Nigerians that we have a choice. But it seems like we don't take the choices out of fear. And again, the fear is very valid. We all experience NSAS. We saw what happened during NSAS. The fear is very, very valid. I'm not here to take away from that fear. It is valid. because you have to ask yourself if Nigeria is worth dying for. You have to ask yourself if Nigeria is worth any of this stress. If you go out to protest, will your voice be heard? Would you be put in difficult situations? Would you even go back home alive if you go out to protest? And I understand those fears and they're valid. I was very involved during NSAS in my own way. I've said it before that a lot of the posters that many people shared, I made. I had millions and millions of reach on my social media. I was very, very vocal. And I'm one of the people that was very disappointed by it because, again, at this point, how old was I? I'm 28 now. So it was the first time that I felt like I was very involved in something. And I thought the youth had a voice finally. And it just seemed like that voice was taken away from us. The same thing with the last election as well. So I understand the youth when they feel like it's not Nigeria is not worth fighting for. I'm one person that can understand that more than ever. Having said that, I personally don't understand the importance of NYC anymore. NYC was created in 1973, right? The whole idea was to promote unity after the Civil War. We've done that already. And we've not been successful at promoting unity. We can see that there's still a divide. There's a lot of tribalism. There's a lot of people that feel like the best thing is to leave, but have them what's it called, Biafra, all of these movements. We have Yoruba Ronu, they call it, whatever. Everyone is trying to create their own little country now out of the whole country, Nigeria. So what unity have we promoted? What unity have promoted? We failed woefully. Now let's move on. So to me, I think the purpose is outdated. She's married to say my NYC was in Ondo and I chose to stay there. My friend's siblings are choosing to avoid NYC. Yes, that's the point of what I'm saying right now, because there's an argument right now between the both sides, those that believe they don't have a choice with NYC and the others, right? Mind you, I think it was earlier this year or last year, the onus was on the public to raise funds for a few NYC what's it called, members at the time that had been kidnapped. And now we're saying, guys, let's boycott NYSC because we don't want to hear that we need to raise 100 million, 200 million. I don't know if anyone saw that news. I think it was earlier on this year. There's no reason. And even if in some situations we can raise this money, it doesn't mean we should be, So in my opinion, NYC is outdated. The purpose of it is outdated, right? Nigeria's reality has changed dramatically since the program started, right? We've moved on. What is the importance of still insisting on NYC? Secondly, there is no economic benefit. What is the benefit of NYC? Most of the time, they just use it as an opportunity to not pay actual trained and qualified teachers. I'm sorry. That's what NYC is for right now. You put doctors, young doctors that have just finished, you put them in same positions just to not pay the actual, you're just using them. That's my opinion on that. So in my own opinion, there's no real economic benefit to NYC anyway. So what is the point? Now, the major one, actually, I'll speak about that last. We have wasted time as well. It's a waste of time. The time that the youth could go out and start to build their experience. That's in Nigeria. If you don't have 20 years experience, they don't want to employ you. But you want to take 1 year away from me, 1 year that I don't even think, I can't even figure out what benefit it's been to me. I think it's just a situation of using people, right, at a subsidized price. That's just my opinion on that, right? And then is the fact that they're also making it compulsory. You're not making it compulsory where I could pick what I want. You're forcing me into education. I don't want to be an educationist. You're forcing me into organizations that I don't exactly care for. Again, the only way you can get into an organization that you care for is if you have some connections. Most people just get sent to some local school. Do I care for education? So what is the real benefits? You're saying it's to give back to the country. But then again, the major issue here is that there is poor management and welfare. Even before the rampant, insecurity issue, We had the whole idea of people not being able to get nice, good accommodation. We've seen the state of like bathrooms and food and all of that stuff when you go to like camp, like they call it, right? Which I think is the first 3 weeks. We've seen the state. We've seen a lot of people fall ill from like food poisoning, and obviously there's poor healthcare, as we know. So there's already an issue with poor management and welfare. Explain to me what the real benefit is. Now, the um issue at the moment, or the ongoing conversation, is more about, I'm just going to see if I can find a few comments, right? So basically, there's the NYC handbook. I don't know if the handbook has always been this way. I'm going to read a few more. So Sister Mary saying for security reasons they should suspend postings. I agree. People in major cities can't afford to rent based on that pay. Thank you. I don't. So there's poor welfare. It's not like you're giving free accommodation or something. So even if you're asking the youth, these are fresh out of university graduates that have already paid university fees. So there's limited resources already, right? We have to remember that again, the majority of Nigerians are not exactly financially buoyant, right? So after paying tuition fees for 5 years, I'm still going to go around look for money for tuition fee. Sorry, for accommodation and welfare because I want to serve a country. The least you can offer in that situation is accommodation and a few things in place like healthcare and even good bathrooms, things that would make people feel like human beings, right? And I'm even talking about that the actual universities themselves, where you're paying for your accommodation, how are a lot of the hostels, how a lot of the halls in terrible condition. I actually promised that I wasn't going to get riled up while talking about this. Welcome, Sister Biba. Welcome, my fave Sister Sue. Thanks for coming. Sorry, the show is actually about Burna Boy, but I feel like even the Burna Boy topic actually ties into anyhowness of Nigeria. So we're still on track with the nonsense. Anyway, this is supposed to be on the screen, supposed to be part of the handbook, or a page from the handbook from NYC. Can you see that NYC has put a clause on kidnap or taking hostage? As in, you're already prepping for it, you're anticipating insecurity, and you're telling them how to do it. I'm going to read a little bit of it. So, this is item 66. If kidnaps, the following tips should prevail. The following tips should prevail. A. Do not resist armed kidnappers. B. Keep calm and be patient. C. Do not antagonize your captors. Be polite and operate with reasonable regards. Give reasonable cooperation to your abductors. Can you imagine? D. Establish a personal relationship with your captors as early as possible. E. The kidnappers may ask for contact persons. Do not mention your place of work, but your close friends and parents. They will reach them to negotiate for your release. I can't believe what I'm reading. F. Advise your friends involved in the negotiation. They should be friendly with your captors. This thing is real. This is real. Hmm. G. Be prepared for the natural reaction of the shock. H. Mentally note all you can about your abductors and, if moved, the length of time in transit, direction, sound, smell, and any other information. I. Take no risk by attempting to escape. Do not be a hero. J. Keep fit with mental exercise. K. Make no statement to the media after your release without official clearance, but share your experience with your close associates. Can you believe this? And then there's another one. There's another continuation. E. When traveling in high-risk roads such as Abuja, Kaduna, Abuja to Lokoja, Okene to Aba, Port Harcourt roads, then alert your family members, friends, and colleagues in order to have someone on hand to pay off the ransom that could be demanded. Are you kidding me? Do you know what? I saved this in the morning, right? And I was meant to come back at my lunch break to read it. I didn't read it. I'm only just reading it as like I'm reading right now with everybody. And I didn't think it was this bad. I know people have been going crazy about it. Do you know how, anyway, we've been seeing this happen in politics, but do you know how crazy it is to be admitting this? To be admitting all of this? Zeno is asking me, you are kidding. I'm not kidding, Zeno. It is from their handbook. A lot of them are taking the pictures. It's from their handbook. Sister Mary saying Nigerians have lost the plot. They have. We have. Drake and Draco is saying, hi, where's this literature from? It's not literature, it's from NYC handbook. Oh my God. Anyway, see, here's my thing. My thing is, if 500, because we've just finished an academic year, right? And hence why this is going on, because people have just started getting posted. Please, if 500,000 graduates refuse to register for NYSC and don't show up for NYSC, they will have no other option, right? But to crash the system. They will reset, right? And they will figure out something. In fact, they should not figure out anything, just scrap it. But my point is, they will have no other choice but to scrap the scheme. Welcome, Lady GC. Welcome, sis. They will have no other choice. And that's what the problem I have with a lot of Nigerians is that we cannot take a stand. When you think that we're on the right side and all of us are on the same side, you have a few people that are going to mess up the movement, right? If just imagine 3 to 5 batches say you're not going to register for NYC, it will halt the entire process for good. Mind you, we have complained that after what happened at NSAS, the military was deployed, right? We can't protest anymore. Guys, there's no other, this is the easiest and safest way to protest, in my opinion, right now, is the safest form of protest. If we boycott NYC, it is the safest way to send a message out. You know? And I know that some people are even excited about that 77K. A lot of people are excited about it, unfortunately. And that's the reality of people, right? But if we boycott NYSC, 3, 5, 6, 7 batches decide they're not going, it will be done. It will shake, and it is a form of protest. We already said that everything that happened at Lekki toll gate was, we never want to do that again, right? Now, this is a safe way to actually take a stance. That's all I'm saying. And again, like I said, it can be a dicey topic. A lot of people are saying that, oh, people like me are talking from a place of privilege. But again, people have to be uncomfortable for there to be change. We've been saying this for a long time. Let us take a stance as a people, guys. We can't be divided. And that's why, more than anything, I don't care about the older generation sometimes with a lot of topics. It really, really breaks my heart when I see young people talking about tribalism. Because we should know better. Anytime an older generation speak about Gen Z, what do they say? Oh, coconut head. And I know they listen. And I know they hear word. But somehow we can't take a stance. When it's time to actually show that we know they hear word, we actually do not want to show it. Where it actually matters. Do you know what I mean? So I just thought it was important that I start off this live stream with this. It's not even a rant. I wouldn't even call it a rant. It is actually serious stuff. And I'm just here to say, I think NYSC should be boycott. There's no real incentive. There's no, it is just a horrible process. So yeah, thank you very much. And New York City. No, we're talking about Nigeria. I'm so sorry, sister. Be safe. Thank you so much. But yeah, so let's get into the topic, I guess. I don't know. It's just, again, I know that it's a tough time for a lot of Nigerians. Heavy energy, but yeah, hopefully we get past the, I don't even know how, because it's going on for years. And I'm one of those people that would always include prayer and everything. So forgive me. Prayer is not the answer, but some of us, that's all we have to offer. And we can only lend our voices. Okay. Okay, welcome back. I just wanted to put break out on that part of the video just in case. Yes, just in case I'm going to cut it out anything. Anyway, welcome everybody. So today we're talking about Burna Boy. Burna Boy, African giant, like he calls himself. Burna Boy is in the news, here and there. As we all know, Burna Boy is one of our big three artists, like we call them. The big three would include Burna Boy himself, Davido, and Wizkid, as we know. Of course, some people would argue because other people love more artists more, like Olamide, who now, Rema, and even the ladies like Tiwa Savage and all. But on a global level, Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Davido are what we consider our big three. Now I'm going to, as usual, here what I do is I have no intentions to bash anybody. It's just a recap, really, like it says, recap central. So I'm just here to give a recap on what's going on in the news. And as always, we give people their flowers regardless of the situation. If they've done anything good, we're going to say that they've done, something good. So we're going to talk about Burna Boy. Burna Boy's real name, as we know, is Damini Ebunluwa Ogulu, and he was born and raised in Port Harcourt, as we know. We know that his family is musically inclined or musically rooted. His maternal grandfather managed Fela Kuti, and his mother, Bosse Ogulu, which we know Burna Boy's mom. She's usually out and about with him, and she manages him. Also became his manager, right? So we hear that as a kid, Burna Boy has always been musically inclined. He used to make beats and all of that stuff. And that is what has laid the foundation of his music career, from his family to being encouraged as a kid to, kind of get into music. So we know that we not Wizkid, what am I? Burna Boy moved to the UK, and he studied in the UK, went to University of Sussex, and then later on went to Oxford Brookes University. And then around 2010, he dropped out. What we heard at the time was that he had, again, allegedly, it wasn't, I don't think it's news that has ever really been confirmed, but it's just been out here and about. We've heard that he had some issues with gang affiliated, whatever, crime in the UK, and that is kind of what caused him to drop out and be deported, in quotes. Because I remember when he came back to the UK, I was at uni. When he came back to the UK, I think I was a fresher or something. It was such a big deal because it was one of those ones where, like, oh my God, they finally allowed him back in the UK. And I never forget his concert because I was there. His concert, the set style, the set design was kind of like a convict, kind of like breaking out, kind of, I don't know how to explain it. So it was his first concert abroad because he had just broken out as this big star. And the concept was this, I think it was like the orange jumpsuit like prisoners wear. And that was the whole concept of his set, the stage design. And I never forget because, again, like I said, I was there at the concert. So we know that his breakthrough song was that Like to Party song. I don't have a good voice. I would have sung it for everybody, but you know that, like to party and with somebody. That song, yeah, that one. So that was his breakthrough song. Everybody loved that song. And then he became a big thing. I think that was in like 2012. Mind you, people like me that have always liked Afro alternative music, I knew Burna Boy way before, because Burna Boy, I would say, started out being like Afro alternative, right? What they call alter music in quotes, before he started to become mainstream. So I knew him from back in the day when he had like songs like Wickedest Love, when he was signed to this first label, or should I say affiliated, maybe not signed, but affiliated with this label owned by this guy called Lyric. I know most people don't even know that era. I know. This guy, his name was Lyric, or is Lyric. He's supposed to be a producer, but he's not really done anything in recent times. And for the purpose of this show, I actually went to check him out, and I saw that he had new music out last year, but no one is checking for Lyric anymore. But I remember his whole intro was, "It's Lyric, call the paramedic." I never forget. And that was kind of the crew that Burna Boy was rolling with at the time. And he had like songs like Wickedest Love. And also that one that had like this Igbo verse to it as well. I can't remember, but it had like a full crew, just like kind of what Maven Records is. You know how Maven used to be more hits back then? Yeah. kind of like what Maven Records is, where they have like different artists and sometimes they come together and do their thing. That's kind of what Burna Boy and that crew they were doing. But they, Burna Boy moved on, did amazing stuff. And like I said, I've known Burna Boy from back in the day, even before he started to pop, and because I was into that sort of music. Um, anyway, so that happened, and then of course, this whole time he's a superstar. Don't get me wrong, he was a superstar, but he wasn't really a global superstar until 2018 when we had the Yeah. You know that song? Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one. Exactly. So we had that song, and the controversy, right, was crazy. Why? Because Kanye West had just released an album as well that he called the Ye Effect, right? Something like that. So Kanye, being a superstar, one of the top rappers, and American, of course, he was trendy. And then people started to search Ye because Burna Boy had also that released that music at the same time. So, that whole Ye thing was trending and people were checking for it. And people were like, oh my God, who is this Burna Boy guy? The Americans were like, oh my God, who is this guy? Who is this guy? And that was when people started checking for her Burna Boy heavily. Mind you, this whole time as well, where we have this amazing music on the UK scene. Again, all these things happened around when I was at uni. So at this point, I was into my party era. I was about nightlife and all. So this was also happening at a time when a lot of even the UK artists that are originally African were really looking for Afro beats, beginning to go back to their roots. Remember, I don't know if anyone remembers this era. We also had the time as well when a lot of the artists, should I call this guy's name, like PDD? Guys, can you hear me? PDD. Yeah, him. When a lot of them were saying stuff like, oh, we're trying to do our DNA thing to find out where we're from. And then Meek Me was like, I'm from Ghana. PDD was like, oh, he's from this place. Everybody was there from here and there. And so he started to like put Nigeria on the map. And I remember we had that music with Alicia Keys and her husband, Swiss Beats. They were dancing to Afro beats. So the next day, Afro beats, all of these artists began to support Afro beats. It became global. Afro beats has only been good, but that period. Anyway, so that was how Burna Boy became a global mega superstar. He was a superstar before then, but mega exactly was because of that whole Kanye West effect that happened and the confusion on social media. And the Americans were like, who is this guy? He's so good and, cool. I'm going to read some comments and just welcome Auntie Grace. Thank you so much, Ma. Thanks for being here. Special leader, She Thinker. Thank you so much, sis. Thanks for being here. My first intro with Burna Boy was pre-me back in really. That's like way later as well. At this point, I think he had now come for his second show in London as well. Wow, amazing. Especially nice saying it was like an African renaissance at the time. Afrobeats went well, exactly. As Grace is saying hello to everybody, especially nice saying the tagline on social media was "My year isn't your year." Exactly, my year is different to your year. I remember that remix as well, or different from your year, something like that. Exactly. Thank you for remembering. Mom of Five is here. Thank you so much for being here. Anyway, so as I was saying, back to my story. So that was when he became a mega superstar. Please don't forget to like, thumbs up as you come in. Anyway, so of course, it gave Burna Boy like a 200% spike because of the whole thing with Kanye West, right? And then Burna Boy even thanked Kanye West publicly, and talked about how the confusion brought him more listeners and he was so, grateful and all of that, right? Cool. So that's just to give you background to, Burna Boy and all of that stuff. Now, my thing is, as someone who I don't know if I can boldly call myself a Burna Boy fan anymore. I like his music. And I like to think that sometimes, depending on the gravity of the crime that the artist has what's the word? Has been involved with, I like to think that I can separate the artist from the art, or from the art from the actual person, right? I used to say this thing about Davido when Davido was moving mad that period. I'm like, Nothing concern me concern David Adeleke. It's only Davido I care for, you know? So I think depending on the gravity of what they have done, maybe we can actually separate them from their arts. But sometimes it's like, again, you kind of have to stand for something. Do you understand? You kind of have to stand for something. And that's the issue I have with Burna Boy now, where I'm not someone who is a crazy fan. I like Whiskey, I like Burna Boy, I like Davido, right? I think I kind of only gravitate towards Davido more because I kind of like what he stands for when it comes to people and his family. Like, you can tell that he's about the people. That's the one thing that I like about Davido. It doesn't mean that he's perfect. So that's the only reason why I would say if I had to choose, I would choose. However, I like all of their music. Anyone has, in fact, there was a period when Kiss Daniel was my 001. Yes, Kiss Daniel that everybody says is like number 12 was my 001, right? Because for me, it's the music. And it could change depending on how I feel about the music at the time. So I'm not really someone that just likes people. Oh, I'm a fan of whiskey, so I can never. No, no, no. That's not how I move at all. Zeno is saying crime perpetrated. Yes, thank you for that. So yeah. Anyway, so I don't know if I can call myself a fan of Burna Boy, but I would say I'm a fan of some of his music. Let's just say that I'm a fan of a lot of his music. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of him as an artist, but I love his music, right? I love some of his music. And so the issue, you are not a blind follower. Exactly, Zeno. I'm not just to follow somebody, like them, and not be able to call them out on their nonsense, pretty much. Thank you for that. Anyway, so this is, you can see this Burna Boy on our screen. I think we know, a lot of us know Burna Boy. Anyway, so Burna Boy, one of the things that we liked about Burna Boy, I don't know if anybody remembers, is that he actually used to speak against the government. He used to speak against oppression. He was one of those people. We have a few like that. We have people like Fowles as well. Fowles, the bad guy, is one of the things that even in a lot of his lyrics as well, he speaks about, oppressing people or oppression of people. He speaks against the government. He speaks against all of this nonsense that's going on in Nigeria. Burna Boy used to be one of those artists. If you listen to his lyrics, a few of his songs as well was about the nonsense that happens in Nigeria. So it is very sad to see Burna Boy get to this point where he is now being the bully, right? You've gone from talking about bullies to being the bully. It is so odd. I think it's also important to mention that Burna Boy it was awarded in 2025 with MFR, which is Member of the Order of the Federal Republic. It's MFR. So that's one of the awards he has. And it's also important to know, of course, he's won all of the MTVs, the Mobile Awards, the BET Awards, but it's also important to mention that he's one of the few Nigerians that also have a Grammy. Yes, Burna Boy is a Grammy Awards winner. So I think it's also important to mention that as well, right? Anyway, cool. Let's get into the actual issue at hand, right? And I think it's also worth mentioning that this thing with Burna Boy, it's not the first time. The current one going around is not actually the first time. Burna Boy has been doing this for the past couple of years. He's been speaking down on um on his fans. I don't know. He's just been moving mad. And I'm going to give, let me read the comments. He's saying people used to talk about his closeness to Fela and being like him. Exactly. Being a freedom fighter, the way, the songs that Fela used to sing and all. And then Ashlyn is saying this is Nigeria Files 2010 20 Burna, but it is thank you. I don't know what changed or what switched. Is it what money does to people? We've spoken about this in previous live streams where money can change people. Money can actually change people. Anyway, I'm going to give a few timelines as well before I get into the videos. So in 2019, Burna Boy talked about refunding a ticket for a boring fan. So this was during a concert in Atlanta. Burna Boy noticed a fan in the crowd who wasn't dancing. Can you imagine? Who wasn't dancing? Mind you, if you're a fan of music, you know that it's not every music you vibe to. Some you really, really like. If you go for a concert, right? Even if you're a favorite artist, you're going to still have your top 20 songs. It's not every song that is your song. That's the thing about being an artist, is that some of your songs some of your fans will gravitate to some songs and other fans will gravitate to other songs. That's how it works. Burna Boy was mad at his fan in 2019 in Atlanta. He said the fan was not dancing. So, sorry, it's not even funny. So he stopped his performance, called the fan out, and refunded the tickets $100 and had security escort the fan out. This was 2019. Cool. He said, "Your face is not encouraging." That's what Burna Boy told his fan. I can't believe it. It's actually shocking to me. Anyway, in um where is it as well? So in 2025 as well, he had a stage altercation. I think I have that video. This was in Lagos, right? Burna Boy reacted strongly and he actually stepped on the head of he kicked the fan with his boots. I remember seeing that video and I think I have it here as well, right? And even later on, he ended up going on about how he has PTSD and everybody knows his rule, that when he's on stage, you're not allowed to startle him, you're not allowed to grab him, you're not allowed to come to the stage. And we see this all the time. We see it in the UK, we see it in America, we see it in Nigeria as well. When it comes to concerts, there's going to be crazy fans that jump on stage, and that's why you have security all around. I'm not saying that it is right, it is wrong. You know you should be behind the barricades. You know where you should be as a fan. So I'm not here to even say that those fans are right, but I just think that we've seen it with so many artists, and the artist allows the security take care of it. In some situations, we've seen artists that use the opportunity to get the fan that jumped on stage to sing with them, to dance with them. You know, it's kind of a way to also send a message that you love your fans. So sometimes it can be dangerous because you never know. How do you know these fans don't have a weapon on them, want to harm you? You never know. How do you know they're not opposing fan bases as well? Especially these days where on X you have Whiskey FC versus 30 BG, you know. So I get the annoyance and the fear, but I think that these things can be handled better, in my opinion. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as you come in. Thank you very much. You know, so that's kind of my opinion on that. I just feel like his reactions are too strong, too strong. Anyway, so he did that. So in 2025, he did the same thing, hit a fan on the head with his heavy boots. Some fans even defended him then, saying that the fans were wrong. Just like now, I've put a balanced view out there. You know, I get why he's angry, but I also get the fans. But it's just about how you handle it. You don't have to get physical with your fans, right? So anyway, so apparently he's mentioned that he has some trauma, right? Burna Boy has said he had PTSD. That's part of the reasons why he reacts strongly when fans invade his space unexpectedly as well. He's talked about safety concerns and why it's a bad idea. He's also talked about boundaries, that he wants people to respect his boundaries when he is on stage. And he has a right to that anyway. But again, it's just that, in my opinion, he actually um react strongly. I mean, while I was doing research for this show, I even saw a video of Davido where Davido decided to embrace the person instead and sung with the person. I saw it with another American artist, can't remember where. I saw it with Thames as well. I saw it with Tiwa Savage. It happens all the time. And Tiwa Savage is like, yeah, come sing with me. And in fact, afterwards, she even invited the boy out for lunch or dinner. So sometimes you just have to turn it to a moment of good PR. Why not? Why not? There's there's other things though that I'm going to get into, but let me play some videos before I get into those as well. So this is one of the first one. I have muted this because his music is over it, so I don't want any copyright issues. So here's the first video. As you can see how it when they say somebody is weary, this is like real weary moves. Look at how he kicks the guy with his boots. And if you know anything about Burna Boy's fashion, you know that those his boots. Have you ever seen Burna Boy's clothes? Like the way he dresses, that boot will be heavy. He wears like all those huge combat boots with like the huge soles. Anyway, look at it. Just look at this. Why? This is an old video. It's not even the recent controversy. It is not even the recent controversy at all. Crazy. Wow. Anyway, do you know, as I was doing this research for this show today, this man released a another statement about his fans. Ah, God. Anyway, oh my God. Let me play that again, but I'm going to mute it now because at the end there's music. Can you imagine? What would he do if you really, really hurt the person like so bad? What would he say if he hurt the person and the person has like a head injury or something? What would be his response? It's crazy to me. And then what? He's not going to perform anymore. Well, he's not going to perform anymore. Mind you, these tickets are not free. And if you know anything about these big three, their tickets are not cheap. In fact, side gist, right? Davido decided that he was going to do a Nigerian tour. He's been going to different states, even with all of the insecurities, he's been going up and down, which is amazing. And for the first time, fans were really impressed because Davido's tickets were like 20,000 naira. It never really happens in Lagos. If you see when they're in Nigeria, if you see when they're pricing tickets in Nigeria, you'll be wondering if it's in pounds or dollars. Some even charge in dollars. What do you mean you're charging concerts in Nigeria in dollars for Nigerians? You know? So yeah, it's quite. Anyway, this is the main gist. So this is actually what has, kind of brought this new controversy up. So let's listen.
We're fucking doing it and we love it, you understand? So when I stand up here and I see you over there with your girl sleeping in front of me, this is me to fuck off, man. You understand? So please take her the fuck home. Yeah? Fast now. Take her home, take her home, take her home. Bro, I'm not doing no more song until you take her home, bro. Real life. Alright, take her the fucking piss, bro. Hurry up, man. Wallahi, I'm not doing another song till you go home. Wallahi.
I have to stop it there because his music starts coming up. Honestly, I don't even know how to feel about that. Let me just read a few comments before we go on. It's actually sorry, I was talking, I didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, so Sister Maria says now, wow, his fans must be masochists. I'm telling you, they must. I saw a comment somewhere where they said they must really be into the humiliation ritual, something like that. But yeah, I don't understand it. Auntie Grace says Burna has done it in the past and getting away with it, and he feels comfortable doing it. Yes. Yes, he now feels comfortable. I have another video from today, his response to all of this, right? Crazy. Sister Mara said if his security can buy I don't know, do you what do you use the device to, harm somebody, no, and nothing happened? What is beating someone? I heard that news as well back then. Or sending people out. Minor. What an a-hole. Absolutely. Zeno says extremely unnecessary. Very unnecessary, because what happens to, even we've seen a lot of artists that stop their performances to ask if a fan is doing okay. What happened to giving a nudge like, are you okay? Are you unwell? Do you need some water? How many times have we seen other artists do this? I've seen Davido. I've been at Davido's concert where he stopped and asked for his backstage to make sure somebody had water, somebody was well rested, because you just never know. And apparently, I saw a statement on the internet where the lady responded to this as well. So, and then Samara's asking, I hope the guest gets a refund from Ticketmaster, whoever sold them tickets. I hope so too. I hope so too. Before I play other people's reactions and the video, I'm going to just share, and the last video that I said he put out today, well, it was not really a video, but it was a live stream. This is what the lady said, and I'm going to also read some comments that I found on X. These are apparently what the lady that was sent out said. She said, I'm the girl that was kicked out of the show last night. I don't even know where to begin, but that was very embarrassing and humiliating to myself and my boyfriend. Burna Boy could have handled that situation better than that. He had no idea what was going on with me, and he didn't even care to ask if I was okay. I have been mentally, physically, and emotionally drained since my daughter's dad passed away, and I came to his show to put a smile on my face after everything that has happened. He took forever to come out, and I was tired. We paid to be there, and if I wanted to close my eyes and sleep, I can do that. It is my money that I wasted, not his. And for all of you in the comment section being nasty, how about showing kindness, because you never know what someone is really going through? This really, really broke my heart. I don't really understand why anybody will act that way. Again, like I said, it's all about um it's not always what you do, it's kind of how you do it. I think his methods could have been better. He just had to nudge, ask if the lady was doing well, and then kept it moving. Anyway, that's basically what happened. And then this is his response. He was someone was on live stream and he was talking, and this is what, I don't know. This is a bit low, but if you listen closely, you would hear what he says here. I'm going to play it again. For anyone I didn't hear him, he said, I tell Una make Una be my fans. That's what he said. Sister Mario, he said, I tell Una make Una be my fans. And then him and his friends started laughing. And the next thing he said, now only fans will get money they look for this period. That's what this man said. I'm so sorry. I see how they're laughing, so condescending, and oh my god. It's almost like they're just out here mocking the person. Zeno said it's giving insecure. Yes, you were boring. Deal with it. Stabiba said, oh, now, wow. Good question. Can you imagine? So his response to all of this nonsense is, I beg una make una be my fans. And he starts laughing. Everybody else around him too, they think it's funny. And then the next thing, he's like, now fans will get money at they look for this period though. Can you imagine? There's even more that I have to share because it's not just his actions. He said a lot as well. He's actually said a lot as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play um videos of other people reacting to this, and then I would talk about the other things that he said just to keep a balance show so that you just don't keep hearing my voice. So just a few people's reaction to his nonsense behavior.
Out concert and you close your eyes for 5 seconds. Open your eyes and the celebrity on stage is telling you need to leave because you're sleeping. As how? In the seat that I paid for, you think I'm getting up because you asked me to. You have to come and collect me your damn self. It's not possible that I'm moving. I'm sorry. Talking about some more lie, I'm not playing another song, yeah? Yeah, you might as well cancel the show as it is. Cancel it now because I'm not leaving. Like what? You're telling me to get out of my seat because I'm sleeping. Saying you will not play another song because I'm sleeping. What does that have to do with the show? I just imagine everybody in the background yelling, go home, go home. I would have went to prison. I would have went to jail.
Gonna start again.
Concert and you close your eyes for 5 seconds. Open your eyes and the celebrity on stage is telling you need to leave because you're sleeping. As how? In the seat that I paid for, you think I'm getting up because you asked me to. You have to come and collect me your damn self. It's not possible that I'm moving. I'm sorry. Talking about some more lie, I'm not playing another song, yeah? Yeah, you might as well cancel the show as it is. Cancel it now because I'm not leaving. Like what? You're telling me to get out of my seat because I'm sleeping. Saying you will not play another song because I'm sleeping. What does that have to do with the show? I just imagine everybody in the background yelling, go home, go home. I would have went to prison. I would have went to jail.
Crazy. No, because I'm not going to like so what will happen? They'll call the police, they'll call security, and then will they call police too? Because I'm actually very curious that he didn't have a right to do that. The only reason why anybody else would actually just, I guess, to avoid a sin and just leave instead. But it's not a crime. I paid to be here. So on what basis? I've not been aggressive or violent towards anyone. So on what basis are you really? So when you now finish getting your security to get me to leave, would you also call police? Or me, I'm the one that will call police because you have to give me my money
Kicked
there
out
and
of the
then.
Burna Boy concert because she was sleeping. If it was me, I would not have left. For a concert that I paid a certain amount of money for, actually sat in the front seat, and then you kick me out of the concert because what? Because I fell asleep, not knowing what might have happened the day before. That makes sense to me. Artists need to start understanding that their fans are the most important thing. If you don't stream your music, if you don't come to your concert, then how do you make money? Two things need to happen if you see me fall asleep in your concert. The first thing is you point it out and you're like, hey, this person is falling asleep, you move on. The second thing is you ignore it because it's not that important. You're here to perform for more than one person. I don't get how, for some reason, somebody falls asleep, you point them out, you tell them to get out of your concert, and then you see that I'll never perform any other song until you leave my concert. That's so petty, bro. Like, that's so petty. Are you serious?
It is well, low. Voila for anybody that is a Burna Boy fan like this. Sister Maria says his fans should keep buying his tickets, I guess. They should continue with their humiliation ritual. Maybe that's their business at this point. I don't, as in, it's tough. And then Sister Nimilade says, welcome, see. She says, if Burna Boy is not careful, pride goes before a fall. We've been saying it for 5 years now. Oh. When is, no, I don't miss him bad though, but when? We have been saying it for 5 years now. But now, when is it going to happen? And then Samaria says, Fela Kopika cannot get my money. If I scream. Sister Milade says, Burna Boy needs to grow up. I don't know when he's going to grow up at this point. He's actually so, oh gosh. Samaria says she's so cute. Specialina said, is his shortage of empathy at a basic human level that's troubling. And it's the fact that he started out forming Fela wannabe, Fela younger brother, Fela protege, all these things that I was doing, Fela. Please, I thought he was meant to be fighting for human rights too. No? Zeno says he needs character development because this can ruin him. You know what? Even this video, this one that I played where I was laughing, this one. Remember that it's no longer Nigerian crowd. That thing happened in it did not happen in Nigeria, it happened in Bodo Ibo, right? It happened in America. So for me, it's like you're no longer dealing with Nigerians that you speak to anyhow, which again, like I said, I would actually put up I would talk about all the things that he said as well. So this is another video of someone's reaction.
The only reason why Burna Boy could even think that he can kick out someone for sleeping in his show that they paid for is because he's a direct product of classism in Nigeria, a country that tells rich people that it's their birthright to control and dictate the livelihood of people that make less than them or poor people. And that's exactly why he had the audacity to say that he will not continue his show if she does not get up and leave, even though most likely she worked overtime to even afford those front row seats. Like, sir, who are you? At the end of the day, she paid for those tickets. She's probably tired. And what?
Hmm. It is well, oh. He said that Burna Boy wrote on Instagram, although it seems like it's been deleted or it's expired. I don't know. I can't see it on his own Instagram. Anyway, Burna Boy says, I understand. Actually, 1 second. Just give me a second. Uh-uh. Okay, so yes, these are the issues. These are what the issues because in usual Nigerian fashion, this man is not um actually talking about the real issue, the root cause, which is very normal with a lot of Nigerians. If you know, you know, right? He's not. He's just talking about what he wants to talk about. Anyway, so basically, this is what he's saying. Thank you, Zeno. This is well, low. May Burna Boy no happen to us. How the Nigerians say it. Anyway, this is the first part of his write-up. He says, I understand the agenda against me and I came to terms with it a long time ago. So my skin is bulletproof. My skin is bulletproof at this point. I wasn't going to address this, but if you make the pilot uncomfortable in a plane you bought a ticket for, you will be deboarded or arrested as soon as you land. You pay school fees, but you'll be kicked out of school if you make it uncomfortable for the teacher to do his job. My shows have people who have been beaten. Sorry, my shows have people who have beaten cancer or overcome something very serious, etc. And none of them have ever slept. Laugh aloud. I leave my soul on every stage I get on, even if it's only 10 people in attendance. And I will gladly be cancelled if we are now in a world where you can treat me like a stripper, slap my ass and tell me to keep dancing because you throw $100 at me. Okay, oh, no problem, sir. If you insist, sir. Who are we? We are nothing but pencils in the hand of the creator. It is well, low. Is that what we're saying? Anyway, he continues. By the way, I was joking around with my band about something else, not necessarily the situation, and y'all have spun it as usual, saying Burna Boy doesn't love his fans. If you hate me so much, either kill me or leave me alone. I'm fighting my own battles, and I never come out here to look for pity or help. I love who loves me and respect who respects me. Free Sudan, free Congo, free Nigeria. Ngwanu, ngwanu. Free oh, free everybody. It is well. Okay, oh, let's continue. Let's continue. Burna Boy continued though. Burna Boy said, they never post any of the good I do in this world, but they go wild and viral when they feel I finally effed up. I've seen people who never even acknowledged my existence before now, posting how this is not cool or writing think pieces on me now. Asta, whatever that is. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not Muslim. And then I think it's the last one. It is well. Oh. Yeah, we have finally reached almost apology. Almost apology. I sincerely apologize if I'm wrong. I'm not always right, but I feel right about this. Hmm. Anyway, I'm just human, so F me. Hmm. Hey, is this I don't is this an apology? I'm so confused. I sincerely apologize if I'm wrong. I'm not always right, but I feel right about this. Anyway, I'm just human, so F me. So is he playing the pity card now? I'm Burna Boy. All you need to just say is, let's even assume that you don't want to apologize. Is I get it. I could have reacted differently, but this is how it feels. If you really, really wanted, I don't even know. If I just don't address it. Because the thing Burna Boy doesn't understand is that it is not once that this thing happens all the time. It happens all the time. Anyway, let me read a few comments. So now wow. Says he needs character development because this can ruin him. That is business at this point. Until protest came and he pulled a Mariah Carey. Hmm. See, Specialina says his disdain for his fans also showed in October 2020 when people were protesting. He made some callous statements, if I remember correctly. You're right. You are. And it was one of those ones where that was the first time we actually thought that he would really stand up for the youth because of his lyrics and some of the things that he's had in his songs. So it just made sense that he would back the fans or back the youth because I know the one that said you are Fela's prodigy. I know the one that is always for me freedom fighter. So what's going on here? Sis Marion says sleeping is a threat to his lip syncing. Oh Lord, Mr. Marion, allegedly. Allegedly. Zeno said the arrogance is alarming. Alarming. Mrs. Marion said no, no free Palestine. Exactly, he got it wrong. He did not add all the countries that I was supposed to add. If I'm wrong, I beg, F him. F him. F him, actually. Anyway, let me play I think I have one or two more whatever videos. Thanks everyone for sticking with me. So this is I have one more video. Okay.
Side here, like, who wants to be performing in front of someone that is sleeping? I feel like that would be so distracting and so off-putting. However, that's the only part of this situation that I understand. I have to question why his initial response was like anger. If you really value and care about your fans, why would the initial response be anger? Obviously, it's not normal for someone to be sleeping in a concert. She could have been extremely tired. She could have been drunk. Like, something could have been wrong. Why can't he at least check to see if something was up? No. He sent her out. You're embarrassing someone that spent money on front row tickets to see you. Those are not the cheaper tickets. Those are the more expensive tickets. And he sent her packing out. So yeah, I feel like he had every right to be annoyed that someone is sleeping right in front of him. Because she was right in front. Like, that would be distracting him throughout his whole performance. But he did not need to handle it in that way at all. He could have addressed it. He could have told her to wake up. But to now kick her out, that was going too far, way too far. Even if you don't care about your fans, at least pretend to care, right?
Okay, Auntie, thank you very much for your input. Abi, what will I say to this Auntie now? I guess her view is balanced. I guess I don't know. Zeno says she could have been bored. Zeno is the fact that as a fan, or as someone who goes for a concert, you cannot like every single song. You actually don't. That I know that's my experience every time I go for concert. And up until maybe this year, last year, I used to be very into concerts. In fact, I stopped nightlife particularly because I just ended up not caring for nightlife. But you see, concerts, every concert that happens that matters, I'm there. I'm there. I think this year I only managed to go to what's her name? Beyonce, as we know, and Chris Brown. I think that was it. But besides that, usually I'm always at a concert. Sister Chinye, welcome. Thanks for joining. And Uncle Ben as well. Thanks, Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben, I'm finding you $100 for your lateness. Zeno is saying, leave him now. He thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread. I don't. Anyway, I saved something and for some reason I can't find it anymore. He was talking about what do you call it? He was talking about how much Nigerians God no. But that boy has really, really finished us. So oh yeah, Zeno. I also went for Usher. Thank you. Zeno. You know my life. Oh, I went for Usher as well. You're right. You're very right. Usher, my the love of my life. I love Usher so much, guys. He's one of my favorite artists. The guest was not disruptive but sleeping. Sister Chinye, now these are the issues. She could simply be tired. Come on. Sister Chinye, did you see Uncle Ben said, why? Why find me again? Because you're my uncle. That's why. Who else will I find? Sister Chinye, did you see the right? Were you here when I read the write-up? Or have you seen it before, what the girl said? Let me read it again for those that are just joining. The girl actually had reasons for sleeping, in a sense. She said, I'm the girl that was kicked out of the show last night. I don't even know where to begin, but that was very embarrassing and humiliating to myself and my boyfriend. Burna Boy could have handled that situation better than that. He had no idea what was going on with me, and he didn't even care to ask if I was okay. I have been mentally, physically, and emotionally drained since my daughter's dad passed away, and I came to his show to put a smile on my face after everything that has happened. He took forever to come out, and I was tired. We paid to be there, and if I wanted to close my eyes and sleep, I can do that. It is my money that I wasted and not his. And for all of you in the comment section being nasty, how about showing some kindness, because you never know what someone is going through? You know? It says comparing his behavior with the plain situation is like comparing apples with oranges. Like, come on. Like, come on. Stachie is responding, oh no. That's what the girl said. Uncle Ben said, I don't believe that girl one bit is bullshit. Uncle Ben, it doesn't even matter if is what she's saying is true or not. The major reason issue here is that if a fan is because we've seen this before. I even said, Uncle Ben, your boy, Davido, while I was researching this, but I didn't want it to be a comparison thing. So it was very important for me to not bring any other artist videos here. But when I was researching it, Davido has done the same thing. Do you know what he did? He asked his crew to check up on the girl and give her water. Because you just don't even know if people are unwell. Artists do it all the time when you see a client, a fan moving funny in the crowd, you're wondering if they're well. You're like, hey, are you okay? You look like you're about to pass out. It happens in America. It happens in Nigeria. It happens we've seen it happen with Whiskey. We've seen it happen with Burna Boy. So it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Why was his position not what your boy Davido did when something like this happened to him? Hey, are you okay? Do you need some water? That is nudging the girl now. The girl too should go to the bathroom and sort herself out or go out and get some fresh air to wake up instead of just reacting and telling her to leave. Do you understand? So, Uncle Ben, ultimately, the issue here is artist fan relationship. Burna Boy, and another issue is that this is not the one incident. Burna Boy has been doing this. I played series of videos on this matter. He's been doing this for a couple of years now. He's been doing this for a couple of years. So at this point, it's actually a problem. It's a problem. It's becoming humiliating, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going to read what some fans had to say about it. Before I go ahead, Stachinye said, so after this write-up here, Burna Boy came up with this response. Yes, this is response. What I read before. That's what he said. Stachinye is replying to Uncle Ben. Ben, no, how the hell is her explanation bullshit? Uncle Ben is replying, Chinye, can she attend Chris Brown concert, take from and start sleeping while he perform? Anybody can, Uncle Ben. When it doesn't matter what it is his response, because it could be anything. And mind you, these African artists, they are notorious for coming out 4 hours later. I went for a concert at 8 p.m. coming out at midnight, and then you perform for only 1 hour because a lot of these centers and what do you call it, venues, they have a closing time. For instance, the O2 here in the UK, which is our biggest space, the O2, they finish at midnight. Every minute or every 5 minutes after midnight is £10,000. So the artists, they are not even interested. So if you spend 5,000, 5 minutes now, that's 50,000 pounds that you have to spend for your lateness. So they're not joking. So imagine a lot of these artists, they are known to come out at midnight, or they're going to come out at 11. You're coming out at 11 when you know that we have to leave here at midnight. Otherwise, the promoters or whoever has brought them, they don't even want the smoke. So they're not even trying to pay 10,000 pounds per minute at all. So Uncle Ben is saying, no, please not accept rubbish, Biko. Okay, your opinion, sir. The Igbo he smokes has fried his brain. Again, it's just about his response. He could have had a different way. Sachin said Burna is very professional. He comes out on time and posts out. Sister Shinye, this one he was not. And I've also been to a Burna Boy's concert where he was not on time. It was like 3 hours late. All of them, they are mad. When it comes to that timing one, they are mad. She just wanted attention and she got it. Uncle Ben is asking, can I call in? Yes, you can, sir. Copy link. As Uncle Ben is coming in, I'm going to just read the comments quickly. One of the comments I saw said, madness, yeah, sleeping in front row during a show is unusual. Props to Burna Boy for powering through while sick, but he's dead wrong. Exactly, it's a balanced view. Before humiliating her on mic and putting them out, how about a simple ma'am? You good? Everything okay? Everything all right? Could have been meds, exhaustion, a medical episode, who knows? Instead, he went full ego and had security drag them out like outcasts. Hope that couple lawyer up and sue him and his team to the cleaners. Incredible artist, but pretty human being. I like this lady's comments. Very, Hi, Uncle Ben.
Hey, how you doing,
Good
sis?
evening, sir. I'm good, thank you. How are you, Uncle Ben? Why are you using my face?
I like the face. Funny you are, be. Okay, I've changed away from your face.
Perfect.
Okay, let me just drop my 2 cents, okay?
Okay, sir.
Look, Abby, I know people might not see it this way, but for me, I think I've seen enough of this BS coming from my fellow black sisters.
Hmm.
Okay. So some things are outright disrespectful. And even though Burna Boy approach may seem harsh, but I think Boy is right. If you are sick, why don't you sit your butt at home? Why do you come to a concert if you are sick? If you
Because
get to
already
the
paid for the
concert, you are
ticket.
sick. Why don't you go to the hospital? What kind of embarrassment is that? No, 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 no. Let's be frank.
Uncle Ben,
Do you
because
know what it
it's
means to
not
to to
cheap.
to Abby? Hold on. Do you know what it means to take the front row when artists are performing? You are getting your energy from the people in front of you. Now
Mm.
imagine you are performing, you put in your energy, and somebody is sleeping right there with the loudspeaker, with everything. Come on, let's be candid. That is an insult. Can she go to a Chris Brown show and did that? Can she do that in front of a comedian? Somebody, a big, one of the top superstar performing artists from Africa is on the stage. Everybody is feeling his vibe. You are there sleeping. They just call it what it is. She just wanted attention, and she got the attention she wanted. If I am Burna Boy, I would have even embarrassed her the more. Do you know what I would do?
What's up?
I would just stop the show. I would tell the team, hey, can we get EMS? Somebody is down there fainting. EMS, EMS. You will see how stupid ass we get up and say, no, I'm fine. She's okay. Even the stupid boyfriend will say, she's okay. She's fine. I would say, no, EMS. If you don't take her out, we're not performing. She's sick. She's sleeping right there on the front. Guys, take her out. Take her out. She go jump now and say she did okay. It's attention. It's a slap to African performing artist. Let's call it what it is, man. I could remember one incident. I think it was in Atlanta or something. You know, back then when Rema was really hitting and his music was all over the place.
Mm.
These promoters, very dumb ass black promoter, they hired Rema, that Rema should come and perform at Atlanta. Abby, if you see the stage, they say, make this boy come perform. Even me, that I know Sabi sing, I won't climb that stage. A Top artist, the boy that his song was blowing, they were literally playing song across stadiums. They asked him to come and play. The guy got there when he saw the stage. You know that kind of stage that you have in all this low grade club. That was what it looked like. Redman got there and Redman said, "No, this is an insult. I'm not going to perform in this type of stage." And he dropped their mic, he walked away. No, let's not look at it that way. These are people, they are fond of doing this. How would
Okay, Uncle Ben,
you
but can I ask
Abby,
you a question?
how can you be in a concert with big speaker, boom, 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 boom? You say you are sick, and then look at the dumb excuse she put out there. Your baby's father died, and you are in a concert with your boyfriend. Ooh,
Because they
does it
prepaid.
make
And they paid for the ticket a long time ago. Now, what's it called? Circumstances changed.
It still doesn't matter. It's still an embarrassment. Why are you there in the first place? Why will you be there, be sleeping? It's an insult on an African artist. Can she go and do that in front of Cardi B? Let's call it what it is. Can she
Uncle
go?
Ben,
They
can I ask
burn her
you a
papa where
question?
make she go do it in front of Cardi B. If Cardi B
Uncle
will
Ben,
not roast her ass.
okay, can I ask you a
Yes.
question though? When I was researching for this show, I saw something similar happen with all of the things. Because remember that this is not a one-off incident. Burna Boy has kicked his fans on 3 different occasions. Burna Boy, like, it's always something with Burna Boy, right? Look at his reaction afterwards. He said, even if he said he was talking about his something else with his fans, but it's even the intention of his band. Even if the intention of your band putting out such a live stream, knowing that this is circulating, I don't know, it's a bit weird that would happen. Uncle Ben, you know that your boy Davido, the same thing happened. He asked his team to check on the person instead and give them water. That's our point. Our point is not that the person was wrong, because remember that I played a few videos, right? And I already said this. I said that I like people that have had balanced views, where even what I read earlier is balanced view. Burna Boy has a right to be upset, but I don't know if he had to do that. He could have just said, "Listen, are you okay? Give her a nudge." Let it not be that she did it a second time.
That is
Or
where
maybe
Burna Boy lack emotional awareness.
or maybe even ask her to change seats with somebody from the front, at the back. Hey, can you move? You come forward or something. I don't know. To me, I feel like it's just the fact that it's not the first time. Uncle Ben, I promise you, I might even understand your points better if it was the first time. He does this all the time. Burna Boy use that all those heavy shoes to be hitting somebody's head. When you're just supposed to allow security take care of it. There's no artist that does not have fans that would intrude their privacy. There's no artist that will not have fans that will try and jump on stage, try and hug them, try and drag them. It happens all the time. Everybody else allows security. While I was researching this thing as well, even your boy Davido, he's used the opportunity to hug the fan instead, sang with the fan instead. It's happened with Tiwa Savage. She sang with the fan instead. Even invited the fan out for lunch after. It reached Burna Boy's turn. He used boots to finish the fan's head. It's somehow now when it keeps happening all the time.
See, I agree that Burna Boy approach may be wrong, but all I'm just saying is that as a concert goer, there are some things that even you shouldn't do. May we hold both of them accountable. No, I'm not just gonna say, because he's Burna Boy. Some things are being done that shouldn't be. Some things, well, make a note of. We know they appreciate our own people.
No,
if not Chris Brown, now he treat that girl like that now. Everybody
Chris
will automatically be
you don't hear what Chris Brown goes through every day on the internet. Let's not use Chris Brown. Maybe I don't know, use Michael Jackson or somebody that everybody likes. But Chris Brown is on the heat every day for one thing or the other about how he talks to his fans, how he's colorist. He doesn't like dark skin people that his fans. He only likes his light skin fans. So no, Uncle Ben, anybody would get the same attention. I don't think it has anything to do with Nigeria. I don't think it has anything with.
He has to do with Nigeria.
The major issue here is that we burn out. Do you know that if Davido did this thing, people will say, it's unusual. The reason why people are talking about it this much because Burna Boy does this all the time. If it's Whiskey that did this thing, everybody will be like, Whiskey is usually calm on now. Wow. But because Burna Boy, every month, there's something Burna Boy has said about his fans or done to his fans. Uncle Ben, that's the issue here. Can I read a few?
I see. Okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Make they go. No, I'm just saying that I get it. Burna Boy, you get your own colo for head. But I'm just saying that in this particular case, that
Mm.
lady is wrong, wrong, wrong.
Also,
You
Uncle Ben,
there
in
is
terms
no
of holding
insult.
people
Reach say
accountable,
you are performing and somebody dey your front dey sleep. I'm not fighting for Burna Boy. Say, oh, the way he did it is right, but I'm just looking at what that lady did.
mm.
Can she do that in front of Cardi B? Can she do that in front of Nicki Minaj? In front of Snoop Dogg? They call all the baby black American performing artists that we have. Can she go to their concert and fell asleep and say, my baby daddy died. I'm feeling somehow. That's why I mean. Can she do that crap there? Let's call it what it is. I'm not
Uncle
saying
Ben,
maybe Burna Boy action is right, but why would you go there too? Let's be frank now.
Uncle Ben, I'm not going to lie to you. As someone who I've said at some point in this show that I'm someone that I've always been into concerts. Zeno was even reminding me I had gone for more concerts this year than I've counted. I counted Beyonce, I counted Chris Brown,
Okay.
I
So
counted.
do you go and sleep in front of
No, I don't
Beyonce
go
when
sleep.
she's
I won't tell
performing?
you. No, I don't. I don't.
Eh.
I don't. I wouldn't
Make
sleep
one
for
person
you
go try
sleep.
her
I
now.
wouldn't sleep for anybody, but I don't even think Beyonce would react like this instead. Uncle Ben, I'm just trying to say, let's not make it an American artist versus Nigerian artist thing. Burna Boy is getting the backlash, and rightfully so. And I think the reason why it is worse is because he always does something terrible to his fans. That's actually the real issue here. Again, like I'm telling you, Uncle Ben, even your favorite Davido will not get this backlash
Abby,
because we know that Davido is for the people. And that
Abby,
the
this
reason
girl
why I bring
is not Burna Boy fans, so let's not categorize her as Burna Boy
Burna
fans. So.
Boy, okay, but how about the actual fans? Let me read something that Burna Boy said. In April of 2025, Burna Boy made more detailed comments about how little artists make in Nigeria. He posted on Instagram story saying that Nigeria doesn't give him money, right? The UK gives him £3,000 per 1 million streams. The US gives him $3,000 per 1 million streams, 3 to 4,000 pretty much. Europe as well, 3 to 4,000 euros, right? But the major issue here is that okay, you want to put out that information, no wahala. But why would you put that information saying that I don't care about my Nigerian fans? They've never done anything for me. They don't do anything for me.
And that is where he's a dumb ass person now.
They don't do anything for me. Forgetting that even if it's for the numbers, even if it's the numbers, if you do, and everybody knows that if Nigerian Twitter or social media supports you, you are good. If they go against you, you are finished. Because of the numbers, we are 250 million people. Let's even assume that yes, so we know that the cost per million, right? Right, we know that it is low. We know that from countries, even on YouTube here, it's the same thing on social media. With India, Nigeria, if you have most of your followers from these areas, you will not make as much money on any paid ads or any paid whatever on social media. Uncle Ben, am I lying? We know this.
I agree.
If your audience are from America or the UK or whatever, that's when you will start making money from social media. Everybody knows this, right? Right?
Mhm.
So it's called CPM. We know that it is low for countries like Nigeria, but you cannot, for someone like an artist, you need the followers, you need the retweets, the likes, the interaction. Go and check. Is
Abby,
it Americans? Is it
you
mostly
see,
Americans?
Abby, I am not defending Burna Boy like say I've been fan or something. No. The only issue I have in all of this is why would somebody attend a concert and you decided to be sleeping in the front row? That's where I have issue. To me,
She was
that is like
tired.
maximum respect to whoever is performing. That's what I'm talking about. Now, as for Burna Boy, I think Sister Rose already reacted to this particular issue, and my comment there is still what I'm saying right now. I left a comment on that Sister Rose video. That my comment is still what I'm saying right now. As for Burna Boy himself, one thing I do say about many of these so-called celebrities is that the fact that they are famous and they are rich does not mean they get sense. I don't know how long before our people will start realizing that they hit money, their talent paid off. It doesn't mean that they are wise or they know how to behave. Burna
Mm.
Boy lives under his mom. How do you expect him to even understand what's going on? A boy that has not grown up, the mom is all over him. You cannot live under your mom. Your mom cannot be your protector, the best way they guide you and everything, and think that as soon as your mom is out of the picture, you will have your own brain. It's not possible, ni. Mix that with the number of Igbo way this guy they draw. So he can behave the way he's behaving because sense is not today. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so Uncle Ben, he's allowed to. You're justifying the way he's behaving because of his sense and the
I
go.
am not
But this
justifying.
girl,
No. I'm
this
not
girl
justifying
cannot
the way
behave
he's
maybe
behaving.
because she cannot sleep because her
Look,
baby daddy passed on.
she
Can't
can't.
sleep.
She can't.
You
That is
just
an
said the reason
insult.
for his behavior. She has reason for her
This,
sleeping.
listen, what I'm saying is this. For me, I am not surprised how Burna Boy is behaving. Those who want to be his fan, those who want to be carrying him up and down, that is their own thing. Let them continue. The people, if you talk from now till tomorrow, at least he's the one who check his own metrics and realize that, oh, it's like the way God bless me. No matter what I do, I'm still gonna have my fans, my followers. In fact, if you list the three top Nigerian artists that we have internationally, I think Burna Boy command more fans than the rest of them, Davido and Whiskey together. And I think Oyibo, them Jamaicans, a lot of them, they vibe to his music. So he's probably looking at his number and feel like, you know what, I don't care about Nigerians, all of that. But as soon as Nigerians realize that, oh, my, this guy, we don't want him again, let's cancel him or whatever, he will realize it. But right now, what me I'm fighting for in this particular scenario is that it is disrespectful for somebody to go to a concert, a world superstar is playing, and that is the moment you choose to say you are sleepy because my baby daddy passed, and you are sleeping on the lap of another man right there in the concert. It is
Uncle
disrespectful.
Ben,
No,
why are you
it's
bringing another man?
it's very disrespectful. One. Two, what that girl actually wanted to do, if Burna Boy, I'm not agreeing with how Burna Boy approached it, like I said, but if Burna Boy have not called her butt out, you would have seen TMZ and many of the gossip blog
You will say it's boring.
blog. Exactly. They will come out and now her picture now they're going to play. Oh, I think Burna Boy has his career has run out. The show was so boring. People were actually sleeping. That will have been the debate now. But now when you don't drag a black ass to the mud now, it take that away. Let's be frank now. Will you do that in front of Beyonce? Say, as I did like this, let me just be honest
But
with you.
sleep is a natural phenomenon, Uncle Ben.
Forget that. Why are you there? It says sleep is a natural phenomenon. Why should not go sleep on top of the stage there? That's natural phenomenon. That's why he said Burna Boy lack approach to some of these issues. What he should have done was stop the concert and then tell the management, hey, call EMS right now. EMS. She's so sick. She need to be out. I'm telling you. EMS go rushing. You go see her jump up, say, I'm fine, I'm okay, nothing to me. And if I be one of them, I'm like, nope, you are so sick. She's gonna die. Can you help me? Rock. First, she not say if EMS carry her come on for there, now she go pay for the EMS. She go there well. No. That will not condone nonsense. Concert is not where you go, you take front row, and you want to sit where the whole camera day. We see comedians do this all the time, right? Do you know how many comedy show that some people will be at the front, maybe because they are not agreeing with the comedian or something, and they start doing something nasty, and the comedian will call them out straight up. It happen all the time. So that's just what I'm saying. As for Burna Boy approach or something, I'm not defending him, but in the first place, what that lady did was outrightly wrong. It's so wrong. That's just my take.
My last question to you, Uncle Ben, is do you not think that because he's the one that is a global superstar, he's the one that has something to lose, it is his stage? Do you not think that it is important that when we're apportioning blames, we're able to, in a sense, he becomes responsible for that action? Because look, nobody knows that girl, that woman. He's the one that we know. And this is what I'm even trying to say, where Sometimes in these situations, the reason why certain people take more blame is because of the position that they are in. That is your stage. You own the stage. That is your space. You're the one that has something to lose. You're the one that is a global superstar. So
Did he
it's
lose?
only
Abby,
natural that
okay.
we apportion more blame to you.
Abby,
Like me and my younger sibling,
Abby.
Uncle Ben, right? My dad will blame me more for any quarrel that we get in because he expects more from me as the older sibling. Do you
But
understand?
Abby, has he lost anything now?
I mean, people like me, I mean, I've not been his favorite. I don't know. There's people that are just a
Okay,
bit tired. I think
okay.
it's not even a case of we now hate him. No, we're just fed up. Like, is he every day? But now only you day Nigeria.
Ah, okay. Who?
Uncle Ben, because remember that it's not like we have comparison. Again, I don't want to do a show where I'm comparing. I'm not one of those people that don't like when they compare three of them. That's Burna, Whiskey, and Davido. But there's lots of videos of the other two how they conducted themselves in this same situation. There's videos of someone like Siwa Savage, but I didn't want that show to be about, this show to be about that. But we've seen other people conduct themselves internationally, at home as well. And that's another thing. When you have all of these comparisons, and yes, people are different, it makes it even harder to back him. Because we
Abby,
have seen how your counterparts have behaved, and you behave terribly.
Abby,
Yes, Uncle
has
Ben.
that affected his number?
It will
It
increase
doesn't
it as
affect
always
his
now. Because
number.
look at me talking about him now. So increase it.
Uh-huh. So it doesn't affect his number. He felt that that is the best way for him to approach the situation. We felt like, oh, he should have done that. At least this guy, the baby daddy just died, yeah, and she came with the boyfriend. He shouldn't have done that. Abi? But
Mm.
how about the alternative? If the news making the rounds now is, oh, did you know that Burna Boy show was so boring? It's so boring. People are literally falling asleep.
Uncle
Oh
Ben, that
my
happens
God.
anyway.
Which one is better?
Uncle Ben, that happens anyway. How many times have we seen the opposite fan base and all of this nonsense where they try and take the empty parts of the concert? You know, when they sell out concert, they'll say, oh, sold out. Every time you see videos where it's like, sold out, but look at that place. Those 20 seats, they will now do the picture in a way where it is obvious that they
Abi,
will come up with things like this all the time. But what matters is that his own PR will do the opposite. Uncle Ben, we've gone to concerts. Also, Uncle Ben, you work in media, photography and videography. Sometimes you see that the place is empty, but the way they will focus the
mhm,
camera, you would think he was
mhm,
sold out for real. That is the job of
I
his own
know.
PR and his own photography team. But there's always going to be opposing fan bases that are going to have propagandas like, oh, it was empty, oh, he only sold 100 tickets, oh, it was boring, oh, people were sleeping, people were not really dancing. So I don't think that should be anyone's concern because it happens anyway. It happens all the time. If you go where 30 GB, I mean 30 BG and with FC, they are fighting. These are the kind of things that they put out all the time.
Look,
So
I got you, but in the world of these superstars, they move differently and their fans are still there. Can I shock you now, Abby? If
uh,
Didi, if Didi is set free today and Didi organize concerts tomorrow, the
mm,
hall will still be jam-packed.
of course
Do you
now.
doubt it? With
That's not like that's
everything,
not
with everything he has allegedly done, the hall will still be filled up. My
mm,
own thing is just that when we look at reactions, let's also consider what led to that reaction.
mm,
And don't go to concert and go and fall asleep. Even club, people go to ordinary clubs if they don't dare sleep, not to talk about concert. That's
mm,
all I just want to say. As for Bonner Boy, maybe when he finally gets out of under his mama's control, he will grow up. I've seen Bonner Boy spoken severally. Even though I'm proud of him for at least putting Nigeria in the on the global map, but
mm,
many times when this boy talk, you can see right there that this boy still dey suck him mama breast. I'm sorry. How he move, the way he fight, what he does. When he has issue with what's his name, Money Nawata, what did he
mm.
end up doing? He start sharing money, right? Looking for everybody. Everybody that has something to do with money in water, go give them money to pepper them. Who
Mm.
moves like that? Dude is blessed, but I think his mom need to at least give him that freedom so that he can grow. He hasn't grown yet. Not be everybody way tall, 6 feet, yeah, become famous celebrity. Not be all of them they get sense. So that's what
Yeah,
I see with his case. All right. I
fair
believe
enough.
I believe I make my case. I know say everybody don't fight me tire for the comment. I did see Sister Chinye several times.
We're allowed
What
to
was
have
she
our
saying?
different opinions. I'm going to read the comment shortly and then read the fan views and then end the show. Sister Mara said until protest came and pulled Mara. So we read that before. Sister Chechi is saying that she's surprised. She's surprised at your take, Uncle Ben. Sister Mara is saying that
Mhm.
you need to rest. Sister Chinye said the story you gave the
She's
story you gave
Marriott. Had they
has no
support my brotherhood, please.
Sister Chinye said the story you gave has no analogy with this. Sister
What,
Maris is
what, what
asking
does
you,
Sister Shea mean with that? What does she mean?
with
It's
that story that it
a
doesn't,
story.
Uncle Ben, you have this argument, you have lost it. Sister Maris is
How?
saying, is sleeping a crime? Upset at what? There are thousands of ten thousands of fans. Exactly. Sister Chin is saying, Sister Teju is saying, you be don't make it an African thing, please. Sister Chin said, how is that an embarrassment? Benno, like, come on, was it one person sleeping or all the people on the front row sleeping? So he should pull energy from others jumping. Or again, my thing is that just check with them and say, are you okay? Do you need some water? That just wake them up
I
by
agree
doing that.
with you.
Wake them
I
up.
agree with that. But people should not be sleeping at a concert.
No problem, but we should have
Ujora
woken them
one, it
up.
doesn't mash. What?
Anyway, Sister Biba is saying he came late and did this. There's no excuse for his reaction. Chris Brown's blockhouse is always being dragged. So let's not even go exactly. Always, Uncle
Let
Ben.
me
Like, no
guess.
comparison.
Let me check the screen. That should be coming from Sister Chingy. That
Sister Chinye,
yeah, I
yes.
talk I
Sister Chinye
know
is
it when
saying
I
no.
don't because
Sister Chinye is saying no, you don't agree that his approach is wrong. You already said you should have, you would do worse. Uncle Ben. But that boy does not appreciate his own people. He doesn't. Chris Brown, that fella, he's crazy. Sister Maris is saying that you sleep in church. Uncle Ben, defend yourself. Do you sleep in church?
Sister Marriott, sleeping in church is different from sleeping in a concert.
Uncle Ben. So pastor will
Yes,
not lose motivation when you're sleeping in church.
the pastor will
Motivation
just
to
feel like
preach.
the pastor the pastor will just feel like maybe the devil follow you come church.
Sister Marion said there is no hold, there is no hold her accountable. Oh, there's no hold her accountable. Very rude and arrogant. I agree. Strategy is very surprised though. You need to appease the strategy. She's surprised. His time will soon be over. Hmm. Mr. Weaver said, what if she went because of her boyfriend is a fan? See, what
Okay,
I was being saying is that
good.
there was one Christmas that in my house we cooked, we did everything, we did party. One of my cousins now decided that on the 26th, let's go and watch one Sherlock Holmes movie, Uncle Ben. He now went to book tickets for everybody. So everybody wanted to appease him because he paid money for the ticket. Uncle Ben, you know, all of us slept in that cinema. I'm just saying that sometimes you just never know how people have come to that point where we've had a full day of partying and eating, eating pounded yam and pepper soup. You know how Nigerian parties are now. The next day, one cousin decided that we're having a full Christmas booked out with activities. That's how all of us, the whole family, went for this. And Sherlock Holmes is slow and witty. So it's not the kind of film that can keep you up, right? So I'm just saying that sometimes for us, we wanted to go for that movie because my cousin made the effort to book us the tickets, not because we really wanted to go. And we went there and we slept because we were tired. But also, Uncle Ben, I want to ask you the last question, right? And I'll let you go. Is please, you know that if you love an artist, right, you will not love all of their songs. What if that was the
Mhm.
case where he was having one of the songs that was not her, whatever, and she fell off, was not her cup of tea, and she fell off and just fell
Abby,
asleep?
you are making her case worse.
I'm not
Honestly, you are making her case worse. Nothing justifies going to a superstar concert, occupying front row, and your energy is not way up there. Does it mean they don't even drink anything
what
when they
he
come
was
there?
What if he was singing the song that she does not care for, one of his songs that nobody likes or she doesn't like?
Abby, even if you don't like the song, you're still gonna be moving, move your body just to feel the groove. It's not think, oh, I don't know why when I no see this thing the way they explain it. So can
Well,
she do that in front of Beyonce?
she can. Anybody can, but Beyonce would not do this. That is our point, Uncle Ben. I said, even your other people, even your own boy, Davido, there's evidence of the same thing with him on the internet. He will not do this. And the major reason here is that Burna Boy always does something terrible to his fans.
When you put it like
So
that,
it's
it makes it
hard.
look like he come to the show every time and he want to like
And
just
it's not Uncle Ben, here when I was playing videos, he was kicking. He's always kicking them. He's
that
always
boy
kicking.
that he kicked, that boy rushed him from the
Uncle
front.
Ben is
And he
two.
explained it.
It's three.
He
It's two
explained it. He
different
shouldn't
occasions.
have,
Might be three different occasions.
see, he shouldn't have killed that boy. He shouldn't have kicked that boy. Okay. But he said his reflection. There are some people that if you move hand in their peripheral, you feel chop slap if care is not taken. There are some people, even you ladies, there are times when you are having great sleep. You are just there sleeping calmly, you are in cloud seven, and your man can just come. If he just bite your nipple from sleep, you just give a bah, pull, it's called reflex.
Uncle Ben, how about the other ones that he hits? No, Uncle Ben, he's done it so much kind of reflex. How many times he stepped on somebody's hand? He's hit twice. He's hit a fan with. And you see, Uncle Ben, you've seen the way Burna Boy dresses now. Have you seen his boots? That thing will be very painful. You can tell the shoes are very heavy.
Abby, let's just say on today's recap central, just like Burna Boy
No,
at
I love
all.
see Uncle Ben. I actually like Burna Boy. In fact, I was talking to one of my friends. I was like,
Eh?
should I really do this thing about Burna Boy? It might not be a good idea. I like Burna Boy. I'm not even joking, but anyway, let me read some comments. Thank you, Uncle Ben.
Thank you. Bye. Make
Bye.
una
See
carry
you
na
later.
wahala go.
Good night.
Sorry, all the sisters that were defenders of Galaxy tonight. Sister Chinyi, you and I will go continue back. Oh, bye bye.
Bye, sir. So Sister Rose says he became famous because of the Nigerian audience. Exactly. Did you see the video where he said, "Did anyone beg?" I saw it. I played it here before you came, sis. Isashiye says, "How is someone sleeping? How is someone sleeping? Attention seeking. Attention seeking would have been jumping on stage." I agree. Sister Biba says it would dent his image with international brands. He already is all over Reddit and other platforms. Nigerians accept rubbish and will continue to worship him. Exactly. Abby Adelegon, welcome. Thanks for coming. He said he could have turned it around for a PR moment. He's an idiot. Exactly. He could have just offered the girl water or checked up on her. That would have been nicer. Itachian says, I don't believe his mom is stunting his growth. Sachin says he does whatever he wants to do as an adult. Absolutely. Sachin says he's a coconut head. I believe his mom probably advises him to stop acting out, but his coconut head and hot temperedness will not allow him to. Again, this and that issue of being the breadwinner and being a rich child. You are richer than your parents. Would you listen to your parents? Depending on the upbringing. No, like it's allegedly, no disrespect, but imagine being as rich as Burna Boy and he's employed most of his family. Most of his family work for him. How do you talk to your boss? Is that the issue? Would your boss listen to you? Sister Rose says, I'm black people, but if it was a white person, he would worship them. Possibly. Sister Chinye says, the pastor should embarrass your yash. Anyway, is Abby you just not a blind follower? Thanks for that, Zeno, Abby. No, like I actually am more intertwined with Burna Boy than people realize, but I was like, nah, this is getting too much. But anyway, let me read a few comments and then we'll call it a night. So this says, this was whatever, I've read this already. This was the girl's response. Somebody said, I can't pay for a concert and the artist will ask me to leave because I was sleeping and I'll go. That's not possible. The worst should happen. The artist must end the concert. By the way, Burna Boy isn't a likable character at all. Narcissistic, arrogant, and very violent. I agree. Somebody also says, you guys don't know how to stand on business. It's so funny when people call out Burna Boy and finds a way to sneak in incredible artists. Like, I like his music. Stand on business for one, please. Absolutely. Somebody else says, Burna Boy is disgusting. Embarrassing a fan like that. Apparently, she just suffered a loss. Her daughter's father died, and she's been depressed, and her boyfriend took her out for a good time. Gosh, he could have handled the situation better. I agree. Somebody else says Burna Boy makes great music, but he has to be a terrible human being. This is not the first or second or third time he's being mean or disrespectful or even physically hurting a fan at his concert. You, I agree. Anyway, that is all really. Thank you everybody for coming. I'm a couple minutes over. This show was meant to be 90 minutes long. But again, just to end the show, I think ultimately with what Uncle Ben was saying, Uncle Ben is not wrong at all. I think it's important that we keep a balanced view. Um, you know, first of all, sleep is a natural phenomenon, right? People sleep all the time. You can't always control how tired you are. However, I can understand that it can be demoralizing, it can be demotivating to be performing and someone is sleeping. It makes you feel like, what, am I not a good enough performer? That is absolutely right. However, again, his approach is everything. And like I said to Uncle Ben, the issues with things like this is that it's him that we know. We don't know the lady. That's why we're holding him accountable. So when you want to do things, remember that, wait, I'm the one that's the global superstar here. One, I'm the one who has something to lose. I'm the one who has this audience that loves me and invests their time and their money on me, right? Because remember that even money we pay for Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube Music and all sorts, right? So you have to now ask yourself, as the bigger person, as the one who has something to lose, what will happen if I react this way? But at the same time, I'm an advocate for us treating and remembering that celebrities are human beings too, just the way we're human beings, and they have emotions and they're allowed to react. But I also think that when you're in the public eye like this, you have to remember that you need training. You need media training. You need what's it called? Zeno gave me the word earlier. You need personal development. You need to know how to conduct yourself in public. This is not the first time that we're seeing a lot of Nigerian celebrities or public figures acts crazy, whether it's on stage, whether it's at interviews, say inappropriate stuff. And you're like, guys, do you guys not have media training? Do you guys not go through certain things before you come on these interviews? So generally, I think that we need to call for better behavior from the people that represent us, because whether we like it or not, Burna Boy represents Nigeria. He can say whatever he wants. He can have any. I remember reading somewhere that he has one of those Caribbean passports or whatever. You can have whatever passports you have, because I think it's easier for him to travel or something like that. You can have dual citizenship, you can have whatever. But the one thing that I always remember whenever we're Nigerians first is that anytime any bad things happen, any bad thing happens, they would make sure they mention that you're Nigerian first. I'm British as well, but if I do anything, you're going to be seeing Nigerian born. They will not remember that I'm British. Oh. But if I win one serious award now, or I go and do Forbes 30 under 30, would they not start saying, Abby Ogunseya, the most talented, whatever, British born? They will not remember that time, oh, I'm Nigerian born. So I think we always have to remember that on a global stage, no matter how popular you are, no matter your dual citizenship or whatever, they will always remember that we are Nigerian. So that's all I have to say. Well done, Abby. Great show. Thank you, Sister Temilade. Thank you. Love ya. Thank you, Sister Biba. Thank you, Zeno, my love. Sister Rose said he has no class in etiquette, so he won't know. Apparently, reputation management too. Thank you, Sister Biba. They don't know anything about PR. And Sister Chinese, you're absolutely right about the breadwinner situation. Thank you so much. I think Sister Chinese is a bit behind. And Sister Rose says they don't like Cynthia River too. What did they at this point see? Long story, but anyway, thank you so much for joining me. My last note again is on boycotting NYC. The first 20 minutes of this show, if you were not here, I spoke about boycotting NYC. Please watch it. I think it's really important that we speak about this. There's no reason why NYC should still be a thing. It is outdated. There's no real incentive. It is unsafe. It is not managed properly, so we need to boycott NYC. There's a lot of people, even just 2 hours ago while I was prepping for this show, I saw a post that somebody was kidnapped on their way to Taraba for their NYC, whatever. I don't know why anybody's going to Taraba. I don't know why anybody's going to Kwara or anywhere far north for NYC. In fact, NYC should be boycotted. It's no longer necessary. It does not do anything for anybody, and it is unsafe. So I believe that if 500,000, as little as 500,000 youth fresh graduates decided not going for NYC, I think the government will have a rethink. So let's stand for something. We all said that the initial protest and all of the nonsense that happened with NSAS and the Lekki toll gates, we said it was a problem, right? We said it was unsafe, right? Now, this is a very easy way to actually take a stance that is safe, because what's going to happen to you? Do you understand? They cannot deploy military to your house and drag you for NYC. Do you understand? So I think it's very important that this one is an easy way to protest. It is a safe way to protest. So I think that 1 million Nigerian youth that are fresh out of university should decide, take a stance on the current issue going on in Nigeria and boycott NYC. Thank you very much for attending. Uncle Ben said we don't like Uncle Ben, we love you. Sister Rose, thank you for coming. I don't like Cynthia, so no heat for me. I defend the purpose, no, nothing. Thank you so much, real fam. Love you all so, so much. And I'm going to end now. Thank you. See you on my next one. My next show, actually, should I introduce? Let me see if I can introduce it. It is on Friday. It's on Friday. And you won't believe I have a special guest on my next show. Just give me a second so I can share that with everybody, because you don't want to miss it. And I'm going to have guests from time to time, even guests that are not familiar with the real fam. Once I get a hang of things and a pro, I would bring other guests as well. I remember I also promised a Gen Z show. So I'm working on that. So it's probably going to be in the new year, because I needed to make sure that I could find some men as well, some young men, so that it's a balanced show. But anyway, the next show is on Friday, and I'm going to be featuring Auntie Yinka's Pepe, and it's just Ashwebi Wahala. So of course, we're going to be hearing from her own perspective. Remember that Auntie Yinka's is also in the clothing business. She's a fashion entrepreneur, and what's it called, events planning as well. She does all of that, so she has first-hand information. But also I've had a few issues with friends here and there. You're not a good friend, all of that. So we're going to talk about Ashwebi Wahala, frenemies, greed, extravagance. So thank you very much for coming. See you all next time. Bye.